Your daily dose of sports and fun. This is the Morning Drive Podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
I'm Mike Hebert, owner of Cantex Roofing and Construction. Every day is game day, and we'll get it right when it comes to your roofing, construction, windows, and mirrors. Call Cantex Roofing and Construction today. Together, we are one serving you.
I just wonder what's the bite that you just spit out? like it's like, ugh, just spit that out. You know, I don't want anything to do with that.
Of this show?
Of this show, yeah, right. What do you? Because it can be randomly delicious, and then there's days when it's like, I just want to.
Probably the
terrible taste in my mouth here.
Probably the time when you're arguing over when they say the cup is in the building.
Oh, that's for you. Yes,
that's probably.
I think there's
probably
other
a
people
spit out time.
Fascinated by that.
Oh yeah.
Hey, let me ask you, and this is probably a stupid question, but I've got it.
I probably have a stupid answer.
No, I don't think you do. But I was listening to the game yesterday, and when Josh Young came to the plate. Eric Nadel called him JJ, and I don't ever recall that being a nickname for him or something that you guys called him here. Is that new, do you think, or is that something that he's kind of used from time to time?
Yeah, I think that's not new there.
Okay.
I think Nadel has been calling him that for a couple of years, and I would assume that means other people in the Rangers organization do.
Yeah, I don't hear it all the time from him, but
yeah. No, I think he was just Josh here.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't mean to, because some people it's their last name.
Yeah, right.
I think I've told this story before, but I mean, we all laugh about baseball people, right? They have certain names,
sure.
Right? You know, and they change the name, and it's not
EY,
Heinz, it's Heinzy, and
sure.
you know, whatever.
Right.
Okay. Well, I mean, and you kind of get your name, and that's your name. That whatever that name is, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. Anthony Lyons or whatever. No, I've never heard him ever call him Anthony. You know, It was Ant. You know,
okay.
and same thing with Salvatore. He was Ant too. Okay. Anyway, one day this year, I had asked, after one of his starts where he came out early and we assumed there was an injury issue, I asked Coach Tadlock, you know, this was off the air, just, hey, how's Jackson doing? And he said, Jackson? And I said, yeah, how's Jackson doing? He came out of the game early yesterday. And then he was like, oh, you mean Burns? Like, yes, his name's Jackson, Coach. He's like, I just call him Burns all the time. He goes, I thought you were talking about one of our managers. We got a manager named Jackson. I didn't know something happened to him. I was like, okay, yeah, Coach, he has a first name too. But anyway, I think that's just baseball people.
Sure,
that's what they do, right?
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Right. Right.
So anyway, Josh was just Josh. Okay. I mean, other guys are known by their last name. Mm-hmm. You know, almost all the players refer to Tadlock. He's not Coach Tadlock. He's Tad.
Okay.
Okay. And for Josh Young, he was just Josh.
Okay.
Yeah. But like Hunter Hargrove wasn't a Hunter. I think he was Hargrove.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And Anthony Lyons was, you know, Ant. Or Crime Dog.
Crime Dog.
Yeah.
They just say, hey, Crime Dog, can you
I think only Tadlock called him Crime Dog, the Crime Dog.
He had a little Fred McGriff in him.
Yeah, he felt like he was kin to Fred McGriff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Felt like he was.
Yeah. I think the basketball guys use nicknames, I feel like, more than the baseball or football guys. But I don't know the football guy. Coach McGuire is a big nickname guy, too.
He is a big nickname guy, yeah.
So maybe I'm inaccurate with that. Maybe
you got to kind of have your head on the swivel there when he's talking about, you know, this guy or this guy or this guy or this guy.
That's fair enough. I just always think of Hacks and Level always dropping nicknames, but I think you're right. I think football probably uses the most.
Yeah.
So baseball of the three is probably the least.
Yeah.
Another big nickname guy, Brian Haney.
Haney
was a huge nickname guy.
Okay. Yeah.
Like he had nicknames for everybody, and you know when people would leave, sometimes the nickname stayed.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm. All right, Heinz.
We had that one player, Boogie. Remember?
Boogie.
And the Lady Raiders. You didn't want to call her Boogie.
What was her name?
I want to say it was Jonah or something like that.
What was her last name?
I can't remember. This is a few years ago.
Collins?
Boogie.
What was the name?
I can't. I literally.
Come on, Chuck.
I literally can't remember.
It's your player.
Oh, I know, but that's what
They've had quite a few.
we've had our shit.
And very few have stuck around for a significant period of time.
Well, I mean, yeah, but man, they got a whole new group, Jamie, over there. I went over to practice the other day and watched a little bit, and I told everybody yesterday that my takeaway was scrappy. They were a scrappy group, but they're taller. I mean,
that's good.
They got some significant height, and not just Stephanie, who's 7'1", but they've got some height, but they're young. They're young. But when you kind of look up, and you go, oh wow, Jalen Bristow looks kind of small here. Then you kind of went, all right. I think I have her name in my head. Jonah Johnson was Boogie Johnson. Jonah Johnson.
I do not even remember that name.
She got hurt her last year, but she was only in 27 games for a couple of years. So
another big nickname guy, Mike Gustafson, says, I think you recall Hunter Hargrove being called Grove.
Grove? Okay.
I'm not going to argue.
No, I'm not going to argue either. Gus has he's probably got a better memory than I do. Yeah.
But
he's that makes sense too.
Yeah. I met them all. Met all the new girls the other day.
But did they meet you?
They did. They did. They came over. Coach Gerlich at the end of practice. I was there long enough to see the end, and she introduced me and
the bitter end.
And she said, and she wanted everybody to.
Everybody, this is Chuck. Yeah. Avoid him like the plague.
No, she did not say that. She was very kind, very nice about it.
When he tells you what his bold statement of proclamation is, don't feel obligated to try to make it happen.
One of the girls, they were calling her Mimi, and she came over and she goes, hi, I'm Melania. I go, and Melania, it's nice to meet you. What do you want to go by on the radio? Because whatever you want, we'll do. She goes, I want to go by Melania. Okay. So that's what it'll be.
Excellent.
I know.
Super exciting.
Riveting inside information that you get here every single day on this fine radio program.
Make sure you remember that when you and the Big Transmission get together.
I will. I'll inform him of that, and then he'll confirm it.
When he's got such a good nickname, do you feel left out that you don't?
Oh.
Does that bother you that he has such a better nickname than you?
With Fink? Yeah, no, because that's what everybody
No, the Big Transmission.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I wouldn't. That doesn't fit me. That fits him. He's the man. I'm there to carry the luggage. So that's and provide some.
This is the Morning Drive Podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
Time for this day in sports history. Today is June 11th, 2026. Here is Jeff McGuire.
Today's got one of those coincidences that I really appreciate in sports.
Okay.
1927, future Baseball Hall of Fame slugger Babe Ruth hits his 19th and 20th homers of his record 60-homer season in a Yankees 6-4 win over Cleveland at Yankee Stadium. Fast forward to 1961, Yankees outfielder Roger Maris hits his 19th and 20th home runs on his way to 61.
Cool.
1990, Major League Baseball's Texas Rangers' Nolan Ryan pitches his 6th no-hitter. Beating Oakland in the 9th inning, he retires Ken Phelps, Ricky Henderson, and Willie Randolph as the final 3 outs.
Wow. Willie Randolph. What year was that?
1980? No, I'm sorry, 1990.
Wow.
Why are you so shocked?
I didn't realize that Willie Randolph was still playing in 1990.
Okay.
He had a long career, and I'd forgotten that he had played for the A's too. He was, a great player for the Yankees back in the day.
So the 3 hitters were who?
Ken Phelps. He was a journeyman first baseman.
Ricky Henderson and Willie Randolph.
So 3 former Yankees playing for the A's.
There you go. Yeah.
Was Ricky a former Yankee? Yeah, I guess he was.
Yeah.
Well, no, at that point, I know that he played. I thought he played later. I thought he went A's. Started with the A's
in 1990. You said this happened in 1990.
In 1990.
Yeah, Ricky Henderson played with the Yankees in the 80s.
Why was I thinking he was later than that? Okay,
he may have come back and played with them. I know he left and came back, so he may have come back
maybe
after
that's what
that.
I'm thinking of.
But he played with the Yankees in the 80s.
And Willie Randolph only played for the A's in 1990. Then he went to the Brewers and the Mets to finish up his career.
2012 Stanley Cup Final. Staples Center, Los Angeles, California. LA Kings defeat the New Jersey Devils 6-1 for a 4-2 series win, the first Stanley Cup title for the Kings' 45-year history.
Wow.
And remember, they had that Wayne guy on their team for a while.
Mm-hmm.
He's pretty good.
And in 2019, coming out of the bullpen for the Colorado Rockies, former Red Raider starting pitcher Chad Bettis pitches a perfect sixth inning in a 10-3 win over the Cubs.
Way to go, Josh.
Chad,
I mean.
It is National Corn on the Cob Day.
No, I'm a big fan.
And Jamie has today circled for the other food today.
Was it cheeseburger day?
It is German chocolate cake day.
Oh.
It's a good one.
Happy birthday, Shia LaBeouf, who is 40.
Who?
Shia LaBeouf is 40.
Shia LaBeouf.
He's an actor. Hugh Laurie is 67. He played House. Joshua Jackson, 48. Joe Montana is 70. And Dr. Oz is 66. And on this day, in 1776, the Continental Congress selects Thomas Jefferson of Virginia, John Adams of Massachusetts, Benjamin Franklin of Pennsylvania, Roger Sherman of Connecticut, and Robert R. Livingston of New York to draft a Declaration of Independence. They have come to be known as the Committee of Five.
And really, three of them are household names and two of them are,
Well, yeah. There's a lot of reasons for that. Livingston didn't want to be remembered, and Sherman was a shoe repair guy, a cobbler. That's where his claim to fame was.
Okay.
And got elected to the Continental Congress. They would make their report about a little under a month from now.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And that is this day in sports history.
This day in sports history. Ricky Henderson played for the A's in 1979 to 84. Played for the A's 89 to 93. In between that, he was with the Yankees 85 to 89. Goes back to the A's in 1994 after a stint with the Blue Jays. Then went to the Padres and the Angels. Then went back to the A's in 1998. Then the Mets, the Mariners, the Padres, the Red Sox, and the Dodgers. He had a lot of places that he went.
Mm-hmm.
But he was really good.
He was.
And he won 2 World Series. One with the Yankees and one with the A's in 93. So there you go.
But he's most well known for telling John Olerud that, hey, I once had a teammate that played first base with a helmet on. To which John Olerud responded, that was me, Ricky.
That was me. I mean, my favorite is the A's calling him and saying, hey, you haven't cashed that $1 million check yet. When are you going to do that? And Ricky saying, well, it's framed on my wall.
Guess if you got it, you don't need the money.
I guess so.
Yeah.
I guess so. I guess that's the way it is. 6:51 this morning here on the Morning Drive. Thoughts, comments, Yates Flooring Center chat line. Go to WT973.com for that of the mobile app. The Visual Edge IT hotline, it too is open at 806-771-0973.
Still not my favorite Ricky Henderson story, though. The John Olerud is still my favorite Ricky Henderson story.
No, that's a good one. Not that I've ever done anything that like Ricky Henderson, but I can see myself doing something like that. Saying something to somebody and going, yeah, that was me, Chuck.
Yeah, that was me, Ricky. The same helmet.
Yeah, that was. Somebody wanted to, with regard to Seth Lugo getting a ball hit off his head last night, wanting to know if pitchers should wear helmets. I don't want pitchers to wear helmets. Do you, Jamie?
I think they've come up with technology where there's more padding, something in the hat. I don't know how much that would help. I don't think it's a terrible idea.
Okay.
I don't know why you're so adamant against it, because it looks funny.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, if we're protecting the guys and that's something that needs to be done, I'm for it, I guess. But it will definitely look funny. But it also looks funny when pitchers in softball have on masks or whatever. But I think I totally understand why they do it. I think it makes sense, and so there's no reason that you couldn't do it in baseball also.
Yeah, no, I got it, but I mean,
do they care about their people more in softball than they do baseball?
Well, I mean, it's closer to the plate, right?
It is.
So
ball doesn't come off the bat as fast.
Yeah,
ball comes off the bat faster in baseball, Chuck.
Too many questions happen when a girl walks in with a huge black eye.
Oh, that's the reason.
The other thing I've wondered this inside my brain, and I haven't shared it with anybody. I've wondered if hang on. The views of opinions of Chuck Heinz are not necessarily those of Jamie Lent, Jeff McGuire, or this station.
What other way do you wonder?
Well, I mean, I just was wondering. Just sometimes I wonder inside my head a little bit. Sometimes.
I have.
Should the softball and maybe they aren't, or if it feels like they are, should they be more should they push the fences back a little bit so they're not, or should they make them more uniform? Or because in baseball, I mean, everywhere you go, the fences are a little bit different. It's 330 here, it's 325 there, it's 410 to center, it's 415 to center. Power hours.
In softball, are they all the exact same?
That's my question.
Surely they're not.
Seems like they're all like 200 feet.
I'm not sure what question you're asking.
Should we move them back?
Should we move them back?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I like the game how it is.
Okay. All right. We'll settle that. 6:55 this morning.
That's just my opinion. No, right? You can have a different one.
It does take the adjustment of that ball was a warning track shot. Or that ball doesn't look like it's going anywhere, and it's gone.
Just feels like every one of them is going over the fence.
The Morning Drive podcast from Double T 97.3 is presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
Thank you for being with us today on Double T 97.3 and Double T 97.3.com. If you haven't read Kirby Hocutt's statement, it's everywhere, so you should be able to find it. A couple of things that stood out to me. One is just kind of showing his own kind of self here when he says, throughout this process, I kept asking myself, how would I approach this situation if this were my own son, with a question mark. He doesn't answer that question. Okay. So I mean, you support him, right? Thick and thin. I mean, that's your blood. But it doesn't, and you got to figure out a way for them to be better and to learn from their mistakes. Obviously, this is a big one. And then I think the piling on by other schools and athletic directors, especially the other athletic directors, that's what's been so disappointing to me. The attacking of Texas Tech. I don't understand it when those guys understand, because they're attacked themselves for various issues within their own communities or in their own situations. I just don't understand how they could say some of the things that they have said. It blows my mind, frankly, to hear what Georgia has said or Nebraska has said or what Kansas State has said. And his reaction, it was just vulgar. I mean, it's unprofessional. Kirby at the end, he says this, and I thought this was very real. To my colleagues, I understand the frustration. This situation is hard. It is new, and there is no perfect answer. All well said. The system we're operating within is binary, but the situation is not. We are open to ongoing conversations about how to best handle these issues as an industry going forward. We will continue to be transparent in our decision-making. Most importantly, we will keep doing what we've always done, put our students first. How can you not support that? I mean, you may not agree with every decision, may not agree with maybe him even running out of the tunnel for you in week 3. And Joey McGuire said yesterday in Houston that's not a given, that he's got a long ways to go on that with his recovery. But I hate the piling on, and I think you're right with regard to the way that this is being handled, just from the standpoint of people don't like that Texas Tech has come into kind of the new world here, and with regard to being able to bring players on board because you're paying them more than what others have been doing. I mean, you're doing what others have been doing for years and years and years and years and years, and they don't like the fact that you've come to the table. Man, it's just crazy. But I hate the fact, and I said this yesterday, Jamie, I hate the fact that Texas Tech is hated. I hate that.
Yeah, I do too. I do not enjoy I am not one that's embracing the villain thing.
Yeah, I don't want that. I mean, I don't. I said, I like it when you go out and you're in a different part of the country and you've got a double T on and people recognize it for either your football success or your basketball success in 2019, or what Patrick Mahomes has done with regard to after he's left here and how he still represents his school. Somebody wants to know what makes it vulgar. Just Google what the K-State athletic director said.
I mean, he used the F word.
Yes. Again, you cannot agree with how things are going on, but he's the athletics director at Kansas State University, and for him to say blanking, I mean, again, I get everybody's frustrated, but you've got to be above that. You can, and I really don't like. I think how the Big 12 has handled this most recently, when they had 15 athletic directors and not Kirby to discuss this situation of whether they should suspend Brendan Sorsby. I mean, God, I hate it. I just hate it.
And that Cincinnati is involved.
Yes.
The fact, I think one of the things that truly makes me believe this isn't just about Brendan Sorsby, and that it is also about the frustration of us all of a sudden being good in football and softball, is that the fact that nobody is looking at Cincinnati now when there are reports that say they knew and spoke with him about this on more than one occasion, and nobody is attacking them. Mm-hmm. Nobody is going after Cincinnati.
Nobody's threatening them to not play them.
They were in on the conversation, and Kirby wasn't.
Yeah. Yes.
Like, why is nobody looking at Cincinnati? Because they don't care. They just want to be angry at Texas Tech right now.
Yeah. Coach Joey McGuire in Houston yesterday saying, so us even saying to the point before we get to the legal part that he can be ready week 3 against Houston is still a stretch, because guess what? He's still recovering. He did say this, do I see a different person? I know it sounds crazy, but I do. Do I see a kid that feels like he's got 1,000 pounds of weight lifted off him? He made the statement that he feels that this is a moment that can actually change his life. God, I hope so. I hope so. He said there are judges' rules on it, right? There's an injunction. It's going to Amarillo at some point. Yeah, it's not over. He said we've all heard, and when I say we, I'm hearing the same thing, is there's a meeting on Thursday today with the Big 12 Executive Committee, and at some point there will be a meeting with the presidents. Does the Big 12 as a conference try to do something? I don't know. I would hope that the Big 12 would stay out of it and let this play out. I do believe that this is probably a good place for him. I just don't think that 2 games is enough. He said the amount of stuff that he's doing, the mentors that he has, the help that he's doing, getting the recovery that he still has to do, the amount of technology that is on anything that he has for us to know everything that's going on. He has a person that's over every single penny that he has. There's a lot of prompt steps in place for him to get even to the point where we can get him playing. There's a lot of stuff to go through.
I'm sure someone that is actually doing the deep dive in all of this can actually tell me the answer. But he was playing with Cincinnati last year. Couldn't the Big 12 just flat out suspend him for the year? I mean, it's within their purview, right? He was breaking rules last year. Just because he changed teams, he happened to change teams to another Big 12 team. And if you want to say that Brennan Sorsby would then sue Texas Tech University or I guess sue the Big 12, he broke also a Big 12 rule.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it's a little of the double jeopardy, but it's also a little state and federal kind of situation where it's two different sets of rules that were broken that are very similar.
Yeah, it's. I do appreciate this with what Coach McGuire said. I mean, regardless of whether he plays for you or not, he said, I wasn't going to turn my back on that young man in his darkest times.
The interesting part here is that both Kirby and Coach McGuire brought up the fact that there's no guarantee that he's going to play in week 3. Coach McGuire talking about him, he's got a lot to get there. He's got to do a lot to get there and all that. You just hope that those words are not hollow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? I hope that they're not just saying those words to try to paint a picture. Because I'll be honest with you, I don't think by week 3 of the season he's going to be fixed.
No. But
you're now leaning against that, right? So just be careful. You gotta hold true to that.
Yeah.
The Morning Drive podcast from Double T 97.3 is presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction. Jamie's question of the day on Double T 97.3 is brought to you by Connecticut of West Texas.
All right. I apologize if this bothers anybody because they want to stick with the Sorsby situation. We'll continue to discuss that as we go along, but I thought maybe we would bring another Texas Tech sport into the fold here just to kind of break it up a little bit. Okay, and I want to ask you about Texas Tech men's basketball.
Okay.
I asked a question to the guys on the bottom line earlier this week about Tech football, and I'm going to ask the same question about Tech basketball. Right now, what are you concerned about?
Everything. I really am. I mean, I'm befuddled, but I also know that there's a lot more going on behind the scenes than they'll let on, which is fine. That's kind of the MO. But I mean, concerned you don't have a big man. You don't have a schedule, really. I'm not worried about Illinois not coming here. I think Illinois is going to come here. I think that's just a bunch of harumping and idle threats and stuff like that. So I think it's easy to use Texas Tech as a punching bag like right now in all sports. I'd love to know that. I'd love to know they feel good about things because we don't even know if they feel good about things. I mean, presumably they do, but I want to make sure. I want to feel like that you got a chance to win, and I don't know that I feel that way today.
Okay.
I am worried how this team is going to balance the waiting for JT to come back, if he comes back this season, and if it's a need for him to come back at the end of this season because of the lack of input from your roster, like players inputting onto your roster right now. You've got a big chunk of money that's sitting on the injured list for the majority of the season that you are putting into your program, which is not helping you this year.
Yeah, but JT's only coming back if there's 5 for 5. He's only going to play this year if it's 5 for 5. He's not going to play this year.
Are you not assuming that we will have 5 for 5? I am assuming that we will.
I'm assuming that we will. It's not there yet.
I don't know that I'm assuming the 5 for 5 will or won't. He could be just done with playing school at that point too, and get back healthy, play a couple of games, show what he's got, show everybody in the draft he's healthy, and get drafted next year. Like, that's also allowed to happen.
It is.
I'm not super excited about the roster right now and how it's going to shape out for the rest of the year.
Okay. I do not have concern. You said, Chuck, I'm concerned about everything. Mm-hmm. I'm not concerned about your head coach.
Okay. I'm not concerned about that.
I am not concerned about the guard position.
Okay.
I think
that's fair.
You've put together good guards.
A bit of an overreaction maybe by my part.
The JT Toppin situation, I think, is what it is at this point. So I would say that I feel like I'm just nervous about your interior depth, that you're not going to be able to compete on the inside with the better teams in the conference. You said you're fearful that you're not going to be able to win. I think you're talented enough to be an average team, a team that can still get into the NCAA tournament. I don't think you're a team that right now has any, talk of, hey, I think they can win the conference championship, or be a Final Four team or anything like that.
Yeah.
But I think I assume the big man from overseas is coming. Okay.
Okay.
And I think it feels like that's gonna happen. We'll see, but it feels like that's gonna happen. So, but I just don't feel like that's enough.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't feel like that's enough.
Well, I'm concerned. I mean, I am concerned.
Why do you think? Marquis says this feels like basketball has taken a small step back. Why do you think that is?
Man, it feels like that we have lost out for all the noise that's made about how much money we spend on football or softball, and even on men's basketball. It feels like that we've lost out to other teams because they've had a little bit more money to pay some of these guys.
So you think the reason that we weren't getting players is because of money? I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just asking a question.
I do.
Okay.
I do. That's what I wonder, and I wonder if the Christian Anderson situation paralyzed them a little bit, in that thinking that and maybe they knew all along that he wasn't going to come back, and so maybe they knew that they weren't going to have to allocate any money, but maybe they held some back just in case he did, and so as a result of that, you might have come up short with a couple of guys that you wanted to get that you couldn't get.
Okay.
And maybe the guys that were coming in here, that once people started turning you down, then those guys that were really, really good or felt like that they had 1 or 2 more years left, I'm going to go someplace that really has a chance to win, and they're going to pay me a little more money.
Yeah. So this, I think the texter, and this was, I was trying to get this out, but you were still making your point here, and I didn't. But the texter is right on pace with where I was thinking. Is that so? Does that mean the only reason we were getting players is because of money? If the reason is they got a little bit more elsewhere. Sadly,
probably yes. I mean, I'd love to tell you it's because we got a great business school or we got a great engineering school.
Well, I don't think anybody's thinking
pretty
that.
girls and
you could talk about
all that kind of stuff.
The facilities, or you could talk about the atmosphere, or you could talk about the coach.
Right.
I don't think anybody's talking about the business school.
I understand that, but I'm just saying
offense to the folks at the Rolls.
I was being facetious.
They do good work over there.
Yeah.
But
my kid's about to start there.
I think when you're bringing in these top line guys that have played elsewhere, that they do look for themselves, and they do look at I think winning is a component, but I also think the first question generally that you hear from when you talk to coaches is they want to know how much is in the budget.
So did we run out of money? Do we not have as much as we had in the past?
I don't know the answer to that question.
Is it because JT's taken up so much of it?
Yeah. And you're somewhat wounded. I don't know what the budget is or was. I'm just speculating. That's what it kind of feels like, though.
Your daily dose of sports and fun. This is the Morning Drive Podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
Stanley Cup Final featuring Vegas and Carolina. It's a 2-2 as the series is tied up there.
Can I help you with something? Can I help you with
Sure. Did I say something wrong?
No, I'm just going to help you.
Okay. I need all the help I can get.
097.3.
What did I say?
No, you're saying 0973. Right?
Oh, 0973, 0973. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's
Yeah, no, I got you. Yeah, no, that makes sense. I've got this zero.
It seems like it would be easier for you to remember to think that way, not 09 and then 73.
Yeah.
0973.
0973.
Because that's our radio station.
Right, I got it. See, I've got this zero in my head now because I write a lot of commercials, okay? And we all have certain ways where we want the various people that I deal with have various things that they want in their commercial, right? And I always tell them, look, if there's something that you don't like, I want to know because I want to fix it. I don't want to hear 3 months later, well, it didn't work because I really didn't like the music or I didn't like the voice or didn't like the way that you said this or they said this or blah, 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 blah. I'm like, you can't hurt my feelings. I met with somebody yesterday with On Highest, and she said, I told her this, and she said, I'm going to try to hurt your feelings. I'm like, well, I don't think you can, but you go ahead and try.
I didn't think you had feelings, Chuck.
So anyway,
you're Stonewall.
Okay.
I have feelings.
Listen, we can pick on Chuck a lot. Mm-hmm. He has feelings.
I'm a compassionate guy, I think. So anyway, the point was I had a commercial that said 806, and which was fine, which was great. It was awesome to get this feedback because now it's made me think that that's how I always need to have it done. And there's not an O in 806. It's 0806. Mm-hmm. And it's like when she told me, like I had to go back and look at the phone number. I'm like, did I get it? Did I get the phone number right? I'm like, oh. Then I went, the O in 806 really should be 806. So now I'm kind of fixated on that.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of.
I was just trying to help you with the last four.
No, I got you.
Or numbers, excuse me.
And I was focused on the 0 and then the 973, but 0973 makes complete sense, right? Because we're at 97.3. Okay. Yeah. All right. So this, I pulled up The Athletic this morning, and there's a headline here that. It's uncalled for, okay? Part of the headline is this, okay? Again, it's this person's opinion. Brendan Sorsby playing college football is unconscionable. Okay, this article is written by Stuart Mandel. The second part of the headline is, that's why Texas Tech is the only happy party. Okay, I don't think they're a happy party over there because their brand, their image, people are just punching like a punching bag. It's like if this were a fight, the referee would have called it off long ago. But here's my question for you. And I don't know that we'll never know the answer to it, okay? But I do think that they've been compassionate for him. Just from the standpoint that when the NCAA announced that he had been banned, okay? And then Texas Tech immediately chose to appeal it. Do you think
Texas Tech immediately appealed it, or Brendan Sorsby?
Texas Tech appealed the decision. I think they had to appeal the decision. He's the one that filed for the injunction.
Okay.
Okay. Or they, at any rate, at that point in time when he was banned, they could have, if they wanted to, say he is no longer a member of our football team. Right?
I guess so.
Okay, so would that have been worse than what they're going through now? Because people would have understood the overall, athletic community would have said, well, Texas Tech did the right thing. This guy gambled. NCAA banned him. They kicked him off the football team. They move on, right? But I think
there would have been some that would have complained that they didn't stand behind their player and support him.
Yes, but the easy way out,
health or whatever.
The easy way out would for them to have just said, "You're ineligible to play, therefore you're ineligible to play." That would have been the easy way out. They've taken the harder route. And the upside, and you can say the upside is this guy was the number one player in the portal, and this guy could be a difference maker for your offense, and that's why you're doing this too. You could state that case very easily.
Okay.
So I mean, it's just I just thought that the second, because I don't think Texas Tech is necessarily a happy party to this. I think they're a party to this, but I think they look at this and go, yeah, show me the happy part right now, because it doesn't feel very happy.
Yeah, and I guess that's the risk that you take in this situation, right? Knowing that, or maybe knowing's not the right word, but assuming that college football world and the world of sports would be shocked by the outcome of this, him winning this injunction, and that a player who, everybody knows gambled on his sport was being allowed to play. I think that was the big shock to everybody. Do I think Texas Tech thought they were going to get the backlash from this? No, I don't think that. Mm-hmm. I don't know if that would have affected their decision or not. There's no way for me to know that. Yeah,
my guess would be no. But it's at some point in time, it's you just at some point in time you I don't know you've kind of said what you needed to say, and now you need some time to heal a little bit, but the wound is still really, really fresh, and it's hard to put Band-Aids on this, just from the standpoint that it's probably still going to have some court activity, maybe even this summer, and who knows what the Big 12 is going to come back and say, and then boy, oh boy, it could really open up old Pandora's box, which feels like has been blown to smithereens. But there's always another Pandora's box, isn't there? 8:10 this morning.
I didn't know there were multiple. I had no clue. Did you have to go on a treasure hunt to get that one?
Could be, yeah.
Okay. This has been the Morning Drive Podcast, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction. Check out our library of Double T 97.3 podcasts at doublet97.3.com.